Tag, a seventh pre-season now for Munster. Surely they're getting less enjoyable now the older you get.
No, not at all. I think they're definitely not getting easier. But I wouldn't say they're not enjoyable for sure. Every time we come in, you know, you've had a few weeks off, you're ready to go again. The crack is always good once you're in the changing rooms, and you know you got to enjoy those moments as well. You know, they'll be gone before you know it. So as I get older, I get closer to the end as well. So it probably makes you appreciate it even more as you come closer to that.
Plenty of rugby left in you. Give us an insight into the last 12 months. We'll take the positive first. Some great days in green, a championship, and then a 50th cap when you won the Six Nations. How special was that for you and the family?
Yeah, it was huge. I think 50 caps for Ireland's not something I ever thought would be possible. Never mind one. Never mind 50, I should say. So you know, I think as I got closer to it, I knew it'd be a massive milestone. It was something, you know, me and my wife spoke about before, and you know, even since Faz came into it, 50 wasn't probably recognised like it is now in Ireland. You know, 50 caps for Ireland is an incredible achievement, and there's not been that many players who've actually done it. So that was huge from an individual point of view, but then also, you know, for my family as well. They're very proud, and it was a special day, especially to win a championship on the same day. So it was you know, an all-round incredible year in green. You know, we finished off beating South Africa, thankfully, and that probably made the summer much more enjoyable for sure.
Certainly, and we'll bring it back to Munster now. People say you learn more in defeat. Glasgow and Northampton. Spoke to Craig and Jack before, and they still seem to be hurting from that. What about yourself? How difficult was those days to take?
Yeah, look, the European one was, I don't think we were the better team, and you know, I don't think we had played well in that tournament. So there was a lot to reflect on there, and yeah, it was disappointing for sure. But I think it was probably an eye-opener for the work that we also need to do. And you know, when you play Glasgow, then it's a different you know, viewpoint, because it felt like we were probably the better team. We had most of the ball. We just weren't clinical, and that was an issue that started to creep up at the end of the end of the season, which hadn't been an issue for us. And you know, we let in two very soft tries, you know, drop ball, and they took their chances, and then obviously a try off a goal line kickoff, which is very unlike us. So that's why those ones hurt a bit more, because you know, they're just small mistakes and they lead to losses. Also, the whole performance where we weren't clinical didn't help, but they're much harder because we know we were the better side.
How much did you enjoy the captaincy role at Munster?
Yeah, look, it's an absolute honour for sure. You know, get to lead these boys out is very special. You know, I've had a lot of help along the way in terms of the captaincy. It's not something that probably comes that naturally to me. I know that. I certainly don't speak as well as some other lads do in here. You know, Pete's one of the most natural leaders you'll come across, and one of the best captains you could play behind, and he's definitely helped massively along. You know, carry the burden of the captaincy with me. Not that it's a burden, but you know what I mean. And he's been great, and then obviously Beirne and Jack have been huge as well. So it's been really enjoyable for me. Certainly an eye-opening experience. You know, it's probably made me have to talk a little bit more, but certainly very enjoyable.
And as a senior player, how much do you try and mentor the likes of Brian Gleeson, Edwin Adogbu, and a couple others? Yeah,
look, that's the environment in here that we try to help out the younger lads, and they're in a pretty good position in terms of they train with us a lot. You know, back when I was in the academy, getting called up to train with the seniors was, you know, it was a privilege to get called up to train with the seniors, whereas, you know, we have a different system over the last couple of years where all the academy boys are training with us week in, week out. So the exposure they have to learning from any of the senior lads or any of us is huge, and you can see that in their development and how quick they are developing and how many young lads are coming through, and it's been a massive positive.
It's a pretty settled squad, the likes of Billy Burns, Tadhg Abrams coming in. Do you feel the squad needs much to get back to the top table and win the ERC again?
No, I think we were there. We were in an unbelievable position last year to do, and again, that's part of why it was so disappointing to lose at home to Glasgow. But I don't think we're far off it. I think we're right there, and I think we're adding to a very already strong squad, and those boys coming in have an opportunity to add some experience, but also a lot of talent to an already talented squad. So hopefully that will give us another step forward in terms of getting back into winning ways in terms of the URC, and hopefully we'll be able to put a better foot forward in Europe as well.
A couple more pre-season games and then into Connacht. How much are you looking forward to that first weekend of the ERC?
Yeah, for sure. Look, I'll be excited to get back out there, get back into red, and be representing this great club.
A Lions tour at the end of the year. You've been there before. You'd like to go again?
Well, yeah, I don't think if you asked any player, they'd all say they want to be there, and I'm no different to that. So it's a long, long way away. Everything has to go your way in terms of selection for Ireland, in terms of injury, and you also have to be playing some of your best rugby, if not your best rugby, to get into a line squad. So we'll see what the next 10-12 months hold.
And lastly, is everything just geared towards trophies at the end of the year?
It is and it isn't. For me, it's about enjoying it as well. You can't just put everything about the end of the year. You have to enjoy the process as well, and that's a big part that we'll focus on over the next while. That we want to enjoy this. Every win is an enjoyable moment, and you gotta treasure those, because we've been in slumps where we haven't started well to the seasons, and then it has an effect in the whole process to get to the end of the trophy. So for me, it's about making sure we put in good performances and make the year as enjoyable as possible, and the trophies will look after themselves.
Super stuff. Thanks, Tadhg.
Cheers.